failure to communicate.
Dead man! Dead man walking!
Best not miss.
Communicate.
Say good night to the background. Bang, 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 bang.
Welcome to Death Row.
Come to me like that again. You hear me? Huh?
Dead man! Dead man walking!
Shout out to my brother Easter over here in the building with the $50 cash app. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to all of my day ones and my stay ones rocking out with us already in the building before we even get the pistols to popping. Right? Salute, salute. I appreciate everybody who's rocking out with us. Listen, we have, you know what? I'm going to be honest. You guys don't make my behavior any better. You guys are just as bad as I am. You egg it on. You encourage my ill behavior, so I'm not going to blame me, right? I'm not going to blame me. I'm just going to say that you guys egg it on. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. We definitely have an epic show today. We're going to dive right off into our clips. Shout out to Miss Brenda rocking out with us. My girl Sam, stick around, Sam. We're going to listen. I'm not going to lie. Who is that? Dang. Instagram been rocking hard with us lately. No diddy. But listen, I want to talk to you guys today about something. I want to get you guys, we're going to dive right off up into it. I want to get you guys to a place where you understand what you're up against.
Y'all can say what y'all want. I'm telling you, single moms have it the worst. Single moms have it the freaking worst. When it comes to taking care of your kid and making sure they good, you are the first point of contact.
Hey, I just want to talk to all my single moms because it's just getting to the point where I'm just so fucking hurt, and I just realized
Listen, what we're going to establish right away, right? What I'm going to say, a lot of you are not going to love it. A lot of you aren't going to love it. But nonetheless, if you are a reasonable person, you will have to admit that tonight's conversation at least makes sense. Those of you ladies who are sensible and reasonable, you'll even come out with an edge up if you listen to tonight's show. Let's go.
Us women, I feel like sometimes we are really dumb as fuck. We're dumb. And
what we're highlighting right now is the pain and the chaos associated with not only being a single mom, but dating as a single mom. For those of you who don't know what my stance is on that, I don't believe that men should date women. A single mom, to me, is anything past one kid. Anything past one kid is almost unmanageable and undoable for the average quality man. And that doesn't mean the women who have more than one child or all of that stuff, it doesn't mean that they're trash. It means that the world, the universe, is not going to have as much favor and leniency on them as it pertains to dating as it will everybody else. A lot of other people will seemingly meet their person or something like that effortlessly. For years, it will be difficult for you simply because the bad decisions that you made were the equivalent to when men make bad decisions out in the streets. And the next thing that you hear, there are things that women can do that resemble that degree of force and impact. No one says it out loud. No one has told women, no, listen, there's things that you can do that will mess your entire life up. I don't know why we don't know why people weren't having these talks with these women. And I mean, some of them did have the talk. Some of them just chose the good pee over, doing what was right. But what I'm telling you guys is this. Nationwide, from state to state, city to city, single moms are viewed the exact same way by all groups of men. Men in Arizona, men in Florida. It's a problem. It's a problem. And if we don't address it, you guys won't even know what's holding you back. You guys won't even know what's holding you back because a lot of you take to social media and you say things like men ain't shit. Oh, men not being shit has nothing to do with why it's so tough for you right now, why you think you're an amazing woman and things like that. But it's tough for you to get into a relationship. You haven't been in a relationship in years, or the relationship you were in was with a low value man. This is the repercussions of making high level bad decisions in your prime. It comes back. Listen, we're going to go ahead and get to the clips. But what I'm telling you guys is, you guys know how a man can make a certain decision and we hear later on he lost his life out there in the streets because he did something, called somebody a bitch or something. That exists for women too. There are things that women can do that will completely ruin their life. But a lot of the women don't see it like that. They see it that men ain't shit. No, the things that you did in your younger years are hindering you right now from having a smooth transition into adult mature dating. You have been X'd out of the game. You do not qualify. If you have 2 or more children, and I'm going to tell you, it gets worse. If you have 2 or more children by multiple different fathers, and I don't want to say this to make women feel any way because we love women on this channel. If you hate women on this channel is probably not for you. We're about growth. We're about discussing tough issues that we deal with in our everyday life, lifestyle, and success. If you can't handle the truth, you should leave here right now, right? The truth of the matter is, I think no one has delved deep enough into it to figure out, based on patterns, what we see taking place with single moms. But nationwide, they are receiving the same treatment from men. Now, that should tell you something. If nationwide, state to state, city to city, men view single moms the same, they don't get locked down and things like that, state to state, city to city, that is men speaking out loud without men saying anything, in case you did not know. Action does speak louder than words, right? But I want to nail down how people are feeling about this.
It be to the point where sometimes we be letting niggas slide on like little bullshit and shit like that. But it's just eating me up because it's like, my son don't got no fucking daddy. My son don't really got nobody stepping for him.
You hear what I'm telling you? You hear what I'm telling you? The stuff gets real. It gets real. Let's go.
I keep seeing this discourse on TikTok about single moms and dating single moms and who doesn't want to date single moms and, oh, you're not worthy and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. As a former single mom of 2 kids with 2 baby daddies, I have the room to say what I'm about to say. Every time you have another kid by another man or multiple kids by multiple men, your dating pool of men that will take you serious and want to date you to marry you and see you as a wifey prospect and see you as somebody they want to build their life with and take serious gets smaller, 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 smaller.
Have I not told you guys this? That per each kid that you have, especially depending on what you originally aesthetically looked like, what your beauty level was, per every child you have, your dating value decreases. This isn't a rumor, ladies. We love women on this channel. We don't have to love what you do, and we're going to call it out because I want to say something else. Listen, and shout out to all of my people who haven't thought about this, but we are making progress, people. No one's announcing some big, explosive, revolutionary number, but I am, even myself, I'm beginning to see more women who are becoming influencers are calling out this bad behavior. Some of them are women who hated us like a year ago, and now they have their own show condemning this bad behavior of women's. So we're making progress. It may not be the atom bomb that we expect to see. It may not be a scenario where all women are coming and kneeling before our feet. We see what you guys were talking about now, and we're going to change. No, that's not what we should be looking for. It's called the tipping point. All we need is a certain amount of women who are on the same page with us, who are willing to work with men who they qualify for. And, so I am appreciative that I am seeing some of those things. But without further ado, let's go.
And that's just bottom line, period. End of story, end of discussion, no argument. And that's a hard truth to swallow as a woman, that, hey, I made this decision thinking I trusted this person and wanted to have a family with this person, and it didn't work out. And now because of that, there's like a whole group of men that...
I'm not going to let you weasel out of that. It's not the scenario where I thought we were going to be a happy family. No, that's not where these kids are coming from. These kids aren't coming from intentions. I intended on having a family. These are smash babies.
Bang, 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 daddy, bang, 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 daddy, bang.
These are babies that were derived from your nights of loneliness where you desired some form of passion, so you allowed somebody to tap you from the rear. Right? And it felt so good he didn't have to wear a condom, so we're not doing that. But let's go.
Don't even like see me as a dating... Yes. And that's just it. And as a former single mom, I had to come to terms with that, and that hurt. It hurt me that, hey, like, it's not my fault I'm a single mom. It doesn't matter. People need to understand that single moms also come with a lot of fucking baggage. It's not even just about, hey, you had a kid with another man, you already started a family, or you're used goods. It has nothing, like, there's so much more to why people don't want to date.
You know what? She's actually touching on something that's pretty deep. You know what I want you guys to understand? It's not just police that make people leery about slanging on the street corners. There's multiple avenues of damage. Multiple. You have to worry about the police. You have to worry about the stick-up boys. You have to worry about family members who always want to borrow money. It's coming from every angle. And that's the same way it is with this. It's not just that she has more mouths for this man's wallet to open up to. It's not just that. It's how we are looked at by our peers when we lock in with single mothers. It's how we are looked at. It's how we feel that we know, listen, I didn't know it was going to start this early in the show, but you know what it is. Turbulence, people. You can say it how you want to say it, and you can use whatever words you want to use, but that does meet the definition of being passed around. It just does. That bothers territorial men. It bothers us. Why do you think when we're on top of you, we're like, whose is it? Whose is it? Is it mine? Say it's mine. We're serious. We are territorial beings, very territorial to the point of bloodshed about it. But when I see you with 2 kids, men have a certain way of leaving their markings on a woman. Most of it is sexually. The rest is provisionary. We have methods by which we put our mark on a woman as our property. Most of it is all of how far we get to go with you sexually and all of the sexual things that we get to do to you, right? Okay, well, come talk to me, thick brick. Come on. But when we look over there and we see 2 kids that are evidence that multiple men have gotten to do all of the sacred rituals that we do to put our markings on you, it makes it really difficult for us to feel like that's mine. She's mine. It makes it really difficult for us to feel like that. I feel for you ladies who already stepped in that dog poo and you didn't know it gets this deep, but it's your reality. There's men right now who they're not alive anymore because they called the wrong man a bitch. That happens. See, it's life. This is why I always use that concept. And I tell you guys, we live in why men take women's lives? Why this? We live in an imperfect world. We live in an imperfect world. And unfortunately, women have been raised to believe repercussions are beyond them. No, they're dealing with them now. Let's go.
Single moms, the fucking baggage, the mental baggage.
I'm answering everyone's questions tonight. Come on up. We're going to have respectful questions answered. There's not going to be any arguing, any name calling, anything. Respectful conversation so we can gauge each other's minds, put our minds together, and come up with some cool solutions, to be honest. Zatu, Mrs. Zatu.
Oh my goodness, what an honor. I love your show. I love you, brother.
I appreciate it. The love is mutual. Tell me how your night is going.
You know what? I'm chilling. I got a little cough. But I'm sipping on some honey and some nice ginger tea.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, listen. So you said, what about the single dads? Should we just date each other? Okay, now you're not going to like this. This is actually going to be very unfortunate. Matter of fact, we got charge on that phone. We got charge on this one. Let's do it like this. Make sure everybody can hear. Okay, you said, what about single dads? Should we just date each other? Now, here's the unfortunate truth. And I'm not going to say it's unfortunate because there are double standards that women have that men don't have. We both have leverage against each other, how it's easy for women to have sex, but it's very difficult for men. How it's easier for women to get money from dating, but it's not. We both have leverages against each other. Now, unfortunately, I'll say this. You said, what about single dads? Should we just date each other? Single dads aren't as damaged as women are for being single moms. Here's why. 85% of the time in America, the children live with the moms.
I agree.
Yeah, so that's a problem, right? That's a problem because if I am crazy about you, you know, we got one of those situations where me and you met on a dating site and the vibe is just there. Every time we talk, it's lit. I'm craving you, and you saying things, but we even sending those adult pictures. We are feeling each other. By the time we meet, after I take you out to eat, guess what I can't do? I can't be at your doorstep kissing you off good night and then follow you in the house and start ravishing your body and taking your clothes off in the living room. We can't do that at your house because the kids are there. But we can do it at my house. The kids don't impede upon a man's relationship like they do a woman's relationship. Do you disagree with that?
I can see that being factual, yes.
I'm not saying it's fair. There's a lot of things that we both share that aren't fair.
Right.
Like how women can, you know, just be very beautiful and find a millionaire to take care of her and she never has to work like the rest of us do. You see what I'm saying? There's double standards for it all. But what I'm telling you is men's dating, listen, there are men. If a man is, listen, we're going to be honest about it. If a man is handsome, listen, he doesn't even have to be handsome. He can have 9 kids. That man can have 9 kids. And if he's a confident man, you know what I'm talking about. Men who, you know, kind of they move a certain way that most women like. He can have 9 kids and it won't affect his dating value one bit. You disagree?
Right. No, I don't.
That's just the way it is.
I've seen it.
And I believe
It's
this.
just the way it is, yeah.
Your question actually wasn't an ignorant question. I believe this myself. I'll go so far as to say the damage that we watch women do when we see you guys having these children, we say to ourselves, we may be on the phone with our cousin, we may be on the phone with our friend, we talk like this, bro, Sasha Ray just had another baby? Oh shit, it's over for her. We talk like that. We can see where you guys are driving your lives, which in my opinion, if men were the ones who could get pregnant and get stuck with the babies, I don't even think we would do it. Nowhere near the rate that women are. Because if you look at men's lifestyle, we kind of know how to protect ourselves from things. A lot of the crazy things that you see from feminism, you don't see men doing that goofy stuff. You don't see men destroying their lives like that.
Brother Stacey,
Talk to me.
imagine if we had more brothers with that mindset when it comes to raising their daughters.
Yeah, I agree. Like that right there, that's imperative. Like that's a huge problem. Like, because see, the problem isn't that black people are bad people. That's not the problem. The problem is the fatherless children. That's the problem.
Yes,
They come up
that
with
is
all
the
of this
problem.
pain, all of this hurt, and all of this neglect inside of them. And all they needed was for you to be at the club and step on their shoes. Now you got 15 holes in you. It's a problem, which is why you often hear men on these podcasts on women's top saying, stop having sex with men you're not in a relationship with. We would prefer it was a man you was married to, but if we're gonna be realistic, we could at least ask that it's somebody you're in some type of relationship with. That's not what's happening in the black community. In the black community, what's happening is they're going to the club. Girl, he fine. Next thing you know, she's at a hotel with him, and he gets to go raw.
But you know what? You know what? I will speak for myself. I'm an 80s baby, and I went through that cycle like most of my sisters out there.
Hey, speak up for me, sweetie. Speak up for me a little bit.
Okay, maybe some out of this air. I was saying that no one taught me anything. I don't know if I'm the only one, but it seems like in the so-called African American homes,
Right.
that's one thing that is not talked about with their children is sex. Like, no one talks to me about sex. No one talks to me about my virginity. No one. So I'm going with the flow of society and the expectation of the social.
Do you know that some men have gotten popped in the back of their head for that very same reason? There was no dad to tell him, hey, now I'm gonna tell you this, son.
Yeah.
Once you get older, you don't call no grown man no bitch. You don't sleep with married women. There are men who have lost their lives because they too didn't have somebody who preceded them and gave them the instructions of life. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Why do you think you hear us up here so emphatically begging women pretty much stop having babies with, like, the babies we're having in the black community, these aren't even relationship babies. Why do you think we lead, I can't say the word on here, but going to the clinic and getting fetuses sucked out? African American women have had 19.5 million of those since 1974. That is beyond insane.
That's a lot of dead babies, my people. I'm sorry, I can't say that right.
Hey, people, I need you guys on TikTok to drop fruits. I need people on TikTok to drop fruits down in the comments so they don't hit the channel. Drop 100s and LOLs.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
It's all good. But see, here's the issue that we're having. The issue that we're having, listen, I'm going to say something to you that you're not going to agree with.
Try me.
A lot of people
Illogical.
won't love what I'm about to say, but nonetheless, if you are a reasonable person, you'll have to admit, listen, ladies, the reason why a lot of you have had extreme difficulties getting into a serious long-term relationship for the last several years is because you have things working against you that tell a man who encounters you the same thing about you. She's not long-term relationship material. When we see you guys and we can identify that you're likely single mothers, we treat you different. Did you know that? Is that true?
Yes, I'm sorry. No.
We treat women different who have kids. Okay, so do you think a woman who is very, very promiscuous and a woman who is very, very responsible with her body deserve the same treatment?
No.
Okay, it's the same way with women who have children.
They don't get the same treatment.
They don't get the same treatment. A woman who has treatment will not get the same treatment of a woman that doesn't have any kids, because the woman who doesn't have any kids, a man will look at her like she's more proficient to build something with. Hey, you got something going on in the background. What is that? Some scraping or something? Oh, I think she
talking to me.
She's gone. Listen, I want to continue this.
Emotional, physical, financial, like there's so much fucking baggage. A lot of single moms come from abusive, fucked up, mentally, emotionally draining, traumatic relationships.
And a lot of them come from situations where they just wanted somebody to blow their guts out.
And aren't healed. And that in itself is baggage. Being abused is baggage. Trauma is baggage. All that stuff, trust issues, being cheated on, it's baggage. It's baggage, it's baggage, it's baggage. And a lot of us don't take the time to heal. A lot of us leave our...
Let's go. Turbulence, people. For those of you not familiar with this show, when you hear that, I'm probably about to ruffle some feathers. We don't give a damn about your healing process. We're not all that interested in what you've been through. We're not interested in it. The same way you're not interested in why we're broke. The same way your mind is focused on what are we going to do to get you some employment. That's the same thing that we're focused on when we encounter you. We don't care about what's happened to you, what you've been through, how much healing, none of that. Right now, as of me meeting you, do you make me feel good when I'm around you? Is it pleasant for me to be around you? It sounds harsh, but it's the same way with you ladies. You don't care about why I like to whip women's ass. You just know that you don't want to partake in it. So you may want to associate it with sounding harsh because it's coming from Stacey Prince, a man, but it's not. It's really just how we as human beings function. That's really what it is, right? You guys have multiple things working against you that tell a man who encounters you the same thing that it tells other men. It's almost like having a sign on your forehead that says, not suitable for long-term relationships. Multiple children and long-term dating, they don't really mix well. If you have multiple children by multiple men, men are hardwired to feel like you are something that can never truly be his. We seek to dominate you. We seek to make you ours. And therefore, most men will not lock you down in a serious relationship. A lot of you know that I'm not lying, but I want you ladies to stick around for the solution that I have for you too. Yes, you're in trouble. And some of you know that you're in trouble because some of you haven't been in serious relationships in 5, 10, and 15 years. Do you know how impossible that's supposed to be as much as all of us humans socialize? They say we cross paths. I think the number is we cross paths with around 50,000 people annually just in crossing and doing our daily business. You mean to tell me for 4 years you've bumped into, let's say that half of it was men. You've bumped into 100,000 men and you've not been able to compel one of them to see you as so valuable and special that he must lock you down right here and right now before any other man gets a chance. You haven't impacted anybody like that out of 200,000 people. Some of you, 300,000 people. Some of you have been single for 6, 7, 8 years. And what I mean when I say single, if my definition of a relationship, your family is close to him, your parents refer to him as family. He has a key to your house. You have a key to his house. You guys drive each other's cars sometime. It's nothing for him to give you money and things like that. You guys stay at each other's houses. That's what I mean when I'm talking about a relationship where everybody knows you guys are together. Some of you have not had that in 15 years. To cross paths with so many people throughout our everyday life and over the course of all of those years, there's not one of them that saw enough value in you to lock you down. Men will not outright ever tell women that we don't want to have, men will never outright tell women we don't want to have sex with a woman because she has too many kids. Not going to happen. We want to smash.
Bang, 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 daddy, bang. Bang, 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 daddy, bang.
Men are not going to be on the cusp of digging in your drawers and say, you know what, before we get started though, I've really never been attracted to women who have more than one kid. Yeah, I'm going to try to get her to pull her drawers back up right when I'm at the peak of my moment. No, we're not going to do that. But what else we're not going to tell you is that we don't like wifing women who have more than one child, especially by more than one man. It's the reality of bad dating decisions. Now, here's what I'm getting to, ladies. As terrible and as harsh as the things that I'm saying might sound, it is a reality. A lot of you, as much as you hate what I'm saying, you know you're living the life that I'm describing right now. When you've been X'd out of the game due to bad decisions, and what I mean when I say X'd out of the game, it means the universe no longer allows you to throw your resume into the dating pool. How you know if you've been X'd out of the game is if you have multiple children by multiple men, if you've been single for years, like 5 years or more, and you have multiple kids by multiple men, or if you were just born big, overweight, or I'm sorry, if you were born unattractive and you're also big, you've been X'd out of the game. You've been X'd out of the game, meaning the most that the universe will allow you to have is low quality men, or you'll go years without having something with someone. Those are your options due to all of the bad dating decisions that you made. Again, a lot of you have not been in long-term relationships in 5, 10, or 15 years. It's because you did something very bad. What you did was the equivalent of how we hear about black men doing something in the streets and getting popped up for it. Although we don't hear of many instances where life-threatening repercussions are coming up against women to that degree of getting popped up in the head and things like that, there are parts of life that are impacted just as significantly as getting popped up by making bad dating decisions for women. You guys make decisions that result in not being attractive to men who have their life together. Some of your decisions have resulted in no men viewing you as suitable for serious relationship material for years out of your life. I think a lot of you guys didn't know what was going on until maybe today it's getting explained to you. A lot of you have had it so bad out there in your dating experience to where you prefer to just say men ain't shit. No, it had nothing to do with men. The things that you did in your past, the dating decisions, they pulled your drawers down and did this.
Bang, 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 daddy, bang, 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 daddy, bang.
Men have always known that we can make decisions that are so scary, we want to end our own lives. Men, we know that. We've never been shielded from that. But I think right now with the internet, what's driving a lot of these women crazy who adopted the independent woman feminism mindset, they're being hit with repercussions from bad dating decisions. They can't get in a relationship. No, some of them are attractive and can't get in a relationship because they got 2 or 3 kids at home. You guys don't know it, but when a woman has multiple children by multiple men, unless she's very beautiful and feminine, which most of you are not going to be, in the overwhelming majority of those cases, she will be picked over by quality men who are looking to get married. It's almost like a curse or a spell that you ladies put on yourselves. It's almost like there's things that you guys can do to where the universe, based on that decision you made last 30, the universe will literally come down with, what's it called? A permanent marker and write on your forehead, not suitable for anything serious. Just think about it. Think about how men nationwide treat single women, single moms the same way. There's no city or state that you can go to where there will be a group of men who are thrilled that they have an overwhelming plethora of single moms in their community. That's not what they're going to be asking for. That's not what they're going to be preferring. It's because that is a detrimental dating mistake. To have multiple, especially to have multiple children by multiple different men. The only woman who can pull that off, there will be 2 women who can pull off having more than 1 child and still being able to land a quality man. There will be 2 women who can pull this off. One, a woman who is very above average looking beautiful and very fit and feminine. 2, a woman who may not be super, super beautiful and things, but she is so very, very feminine, soft, and fit. These are the only two women who can pull that mistake off. A woman who was born average looking, who's also overweight, right? She has no room to be having multiple children by multiple different men. She already has multiple strikes against her that a man is going to have to find a way to get over. A woman who allows herself to get pregnant more than once is the equivalent amount of dating damage to herself as if a man lost his left hand. It's going to handicap a woman in a significant way, all the way up to those kids are out of the house. And even then, she will be an older woman by then. We tell you ladies, you got to be really careful. I don't even advise a married woman, unless this is some phenomenal man or something. I don't even advise a married woman to give a man over more than 3 children. Because if that relationship does not work out and you got 3 kids in the house with you.
Dead man. Dead man walking.
Welcome to Death Row.
You better believe it. It's going to be so tough for you. You know what? Let's go. We might as well get to this thing.
Can we talk about how hard it is to date as a single mom? Like, when do y'all make time to date? How? Like, it feels impossible. Like, I can meet you Tuesday for 30 minutes. Does that work or no? And it's just like, it's not talked about enough. Like, as a single mom, it is so hard. Like, I don't have the time. And it feels unfair. And this is something that I've actually had to learn to deal with. It does feel unfair as a single mom when you're able to watch the other parent really do what they want. Date as they want, go out as they want, not.
Okay. Miss Cara said, it's called natural selection. At some point, everyone gets kicked out of the dating pool. Some because we were fat, some because we were ugly, some because we were fat and ugly, some of us because we're old, some of us because we're old and fat, and some of us because we're old and fat and ugly. It's how the human species survive. Well, the issue is when a woman feels like she's still at an age where she's still vibrant enough to experience healthy relationship. That's the issue. Of course, we all expire, but men's dating expiration date does not come in enough time, quick enough for it to prevent them from experiencing happiness several times over. Men can still be viable dating candidates and valuable men even in their 70s. Women, it starts to go downhill once they hit the age of 30, 32. Starts to go downhill. And there's nothing the difference is there's nothing that women can do to remodel their dating value. Okay, let me take that back. A woman can be very, very nice and feminine, or she can lose weight, things like that. But when a woman hits a certain age, it doesn't, look at Cher. Like these people, it doesn't even matter how much money they have. It just doesn't matter. It will irk a man to be around a wrinkly skinned woman, even if she's giving him money. I can see where there might be occasions where he might vomit or something like that. A 70-year-old woman? Now, of course, it's different from different races. Respectfully, white women age worse at 70. I mean, 70 is going to look bad for pretty much any white woman, almost, right? And I could see where even though she's compensating this guy and things like that, that could, just like I understand how women don't respect being in relationships with simps, even though they're with the simps because they're using them. A woman can't be turned on by a simp. She's disgusted in him, to be quite honest. But let's go.
Have any type of, like, the responsibility of the children all the time. And it becomes it's hard not to be resentful. But what I always remind myself is I will never regret raising my children. And I will never regret being the one that gets to be there for all of the moments. But that doesn't mean that it's not hard, because sometimes it really sucks because, like...
You hear what she's basically saying? She's been forced to look at this like dating is over for me. Ladies, this conversation that I'm about to have with you, this is going to be for grown folk only. You're about to hear some things that sound absolutely crazy in the beginning, But once you really stop and think about it, if you're a reasonable person, it will make sense to you. Those of you ladies who place high value on living the later years of your life with a life partner, a companion, a man to DIE with and share your greatest moments with, those of you who still place high value on that, right? If you are right now a single mom of two or more children who will still be in your house in the next 10 to 15 years, from a dating perspective, your ability to get locked down by a quality man and who wants to start a family, have those children with, having those children is impacting your dating life the equivalent of catching herpes. If you have more than one child and you're an average looking woman and you're not amazing shape, even for attractive women, it's the equivalent of you having gotten herpes. There simply are not many quality men marrying women who have 2 or more children. They don't have to. It doesn't feel good. It's, oh, hell. I don't think I've ever said this on, please, people, don't lynch me. Please don't lynch me. I'm about to get in trouble, but let's go. Turbulence, people. I know this is going to rub some people the wrong way because it feels bad even me saying it. Let's go. Turbulence, people. It's even embarrassing. I hate to say this. It's embarrassing for men to be out in public with his woman who has a couple of children by other men. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Publicly. Men feel some way about it. And I believe it might take some amount of time for a man to ever get used to something like that. Dating a woman who has children, it's kind of embarrassing. We know that our peers don't respect us for it. I'm not going to say they disrespect us, but they don't respect us for it because they look at it like, my guy, I guess his swag, his dating value, his isms wasn't strong enough for him to be able to get a quality woman who has only one kid or hasn't had any yet. That's what it screams out to the world. In a lot of cases, in most cases, if you're with a woman who has 2 children, 2 or more children by different men, it's because that was the best that you could do. Because we know that as a man, if you had the options to do better than that, as much as men don't like dating women who have other men's children, you would do that if you had the options to do it. You would get you a woman who doesn't have anybody else's children. You would get you a woman who you could put your imprint on, who hasn't had tons of other men's imprint put on her. I know, ladies. I know. You can get pissed off at me today, and I'm going to be respectful, and I'm going to, have sympathy, over you guys calling me names and saying things about my mom, and yeah. Oh, I forgot. Oh, me being GAY and in a closet. You could, yeah. After you get done getting pissed off at me and saying all of those things that you want to say about me. But look around at your family after you get done getting pissed off at me. Look around at your friends. Look around at your sisters and see if I'm telling a lie. All of your cousins and sisters who have 2 or more children, they do not have realities where a doctor married them, right? They do not have realities where a dentist, a high-paying dentist married them, where an engineer married them, where someone who has excelled in upper-level management has married them. Those are not the stories, people. Those are not the stories. And the 1 or 2 that might have pulled that off, these are the exceptionally beautiful women who are so beautiful that it compels a man to be willing to accept her even having children. That's not 98% of your realities. Right? You guys are going to want to hang around for this because it's about to get rough. What I'm telling you guys is those of you ladies who place a great deal of value on companionships and having someone of your own to return home to every day, right? Having someone to live the rest of your life out with you. Oh, hell, here we go, people. This is the part you guys been waiting on. Turbulence, people. You're going to have to pay a man. You're going to have to pay. Those of you ladies who have listened to me. Those of you ladies who have done so much dating damage to yourselves to where, see, a lot of you would like to lie and say, oh, I'm not one of those ones, so I'm not going to even assume lumping me in with them. Well, I'm going to make it hard for you to weasel out of it. If you want to lie about having made terrible dating decisions, you won't be able to get around this. Those of you who have made terrible dating decisions in your earlier years, when you were in your prime, that brought your dating value down, in most cases, it's over for you. The reason we know if it's you, you're one of the women who have not been in a serious relationship for years. You haven't been in a relationship. Listen, you likely have at least 2 or more children. You're likely average looking or overweight, and you have not been in a serious relationship in years. Listen, if you are one of those women and you so desire having a companion, having someone in your corner, having someone to interact with throughout the rest of your years at your house, you're going to have to pay a man. You're going to have to build a Bob. And the reason that we know that what I'm saying is true, nothing else you've attempted has worked. You've been single for multiple years. You are going to have to make a man's life easier. And you listen, here's the crazy part. You still won't be able to get a quality man. It's not because you're a bad person. It's because you got popped in the head years ago when you let so-and-so go raw. You got popped in the head with a 45 years ago when you developed that masculine, aggressive, angry woman behavior. You got popped in the head years ago when you decided to have that second child. What you guys received on your dating credit score was the equivalent of a black gangbanger getting walked up on. And the reason we know that what I'm saying is true is look at the damage it did in your life. The damage that was done in your life is significant. Think about this. Think about there being a snake that can bite you. And scientists warn strongly against this snake. Scientists say if this particular snake bites you, you will go years being single, or the relationships that you get into, they'll be with very low quality men. Could you imagine what that snake looks like? Right? That snake had to be a bad mamma jamma the same way that bad dating decision that you made years ago, it had to be a big one. You let the wrong guy nut in you. You let somebody give you herpes. You let somebody give you HIV. But let's don't even go that extreme. You had 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 different men.
Dead man. Dead man walking.
Listen, those of you who want to believe that what I'm saying is far-fetched, we have a pattern we can follow. There's a pattern that, in my personal opinion, substantiates what I'm saying to you guys. Think about this. You can go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can go to Alabama. You can go to Indiana. You can go to Texas. And all men, for the most part, feel the same way about single moms who have more than one child. They treat them the same. It's all over the internet. If you could just get on the internet and see little names and little things that, not pet names, but little names that people have start using, to be honest, as a derogatory term about single moms.
Stupid. They be like, they want a rich man. Rich men don't. Ain't no rich dude sitting around like, I wonder what Keisha with them 3 kids is up to. I feel like changing a life today. It don't happen. It's unreal.
You know what? And women try to guilt us in. Talking about, you like, when they have kids, 2 kids, 3 kids, or however many kids they have.
Which is not a problem.
It's not a problem, but you can't guilt a man talking about he ain't no man if he can't take care of you and your kids.
I mean, what? Where they dad at? Why is that a big problem when you ask where they dad at?
Right.
This is what I'm telling you guys. You guys have been lied to for decades. You've been lied to. And listen, the truth is, hell, I don't want to do this, but I love you guys so much that I'm going to tell you the truth. If I don't do anything, I'm going to tell you the truth. Turbulence, people. Not only do men not desire single moms, it's embarrassing to be in public with you. It's not that you're a bad person or something like that. It just is embarrassing. I'm telling you guys, the conversations that men have, when one of our guys say, bro, I wasn't even going to say anything, man. I've been seeing this chick. I've been wanting to introduce y'all to her, bro, on Everything I Love, on the homies. She got the hair that go all the way down to her back. Bam, stomach, pow, butt, pop, banging. Oh, bro, she feminine too. Listen, the whole time, fellas, give me a thumbs up if what I'm about to say is true. Give me a hell no if it's fake. We will listen to that brother of ours run down that list of compliments about that woman all day long. But the truth of the matter is, we're not really listening to all of that stuff he's talking about. We have one question we want to know. When you get done describing this woman as the most amazing woman in the world, how many kids she got? That's what we want to know. Because that's how we're really going to measure her. If you tell us she ain't got no kids, we dapping cuz up. Family, okay, I see you, my guy. I see you. If he says she ain't got but one kid, okay, family. My guy, I see you. When he tells us she got 2 or more kids, it's a feeling of letdown. It's a feeling of letdown. We had to get one of the women. I had to get one of the women who, according to what we think about single moms, was passed around. And ladies, listen, we love you on this show, which is why we tell you most of this stuff so that you could tell your daughters, listen, you've been passed around. Would you go out to eat with 5 of your friends, pass a donut around the table, and you take the last bite?
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
We don't like it. Some of you are so special to where we'll go ahead and do it because you're so special and amazing, but that's not typically the case. The case typically is there's a significant number of women who cannot get into a meaningful relationship because of how men feel about single mothers. My definition of single mothers is a woman with anything more than one child. I know some people don't even play one child, but me, myself, I have already personally told you guys, if a woman is amazing and I see where she can level me up and she just makes me feel good, she increases my motivation and she's my cheerleader. When she sees me working, she'll come over here and sit on the couch just to support me sometimes while I'm working. You think I'm letting that woman go because she has one kid? That's ego. In my personal opinion, that's a little bit of that red pill bull crap going on right there. That's my personal opinion, but I respect other men's opinion who say they won't even take one. I get that. I'm saying being special is so rare today in women. Being special and valuable is so valuable today to where if I saw that specialness and that value inside of an amazing woman, I'm not doing it. I'm not risking missing out on that woman, then getting with a woman who doesn't have any children, who I can see so many things about the woman who had that child that I say, I wish this girl who didn't have any children had this and this and that the old girl that had that one kid did. That's me personally. I'm not knocking anybody who doesn't want any. Shout out to my girl Mecca Don in the building supporting the show. She said, I can respect you softening the blow for these ladies. Unfortunately, gray areas don't really exist, so I avoid them. It just is what it is. Hey, that's my girl right there. That's my girl right there. Some of you don't understand what she said, what she meant. The reality that I just described to the overwhelming majority of you, it is your real reality. You're going to have to pay a man for companionship. You're going to have to literally pay a man cash money or resources or let him move in with you or something like that, because the damage that you did for yourself already put you in the doghouse of, I'm not even going to say it like that. The dating damage that you did to yourself, it X'd you out of the dating game. You no longer, it's like going to court and he sentenced you to no longer having access to quality men or meaningful relationships. And then you are in the drunk tank and you hear about another girl in there. She was like, girl, you don't have to be crying. I mean, I know love is very important, but you don't have to be crying because listen, girl, listen, I got a lawyer and he filed a motion and he took me back in front of the judge and they found out that there was a way that it may not be the best, but there is a way that I could have me a companion. I could have somebody in the house with me. Girl, what was the name of that motion that your lawyer filed when you was already X'd out of the game and didn't have access to a relationship? Girl, I forget the name of it, but the motion that he filed, it just means that, you know, I'm going to have to get a man to make his life a little bit easier. But hey, I still get a man. I swear to you that a significant portion of you ladies have already entered that realm. It's because of the dating. And for those of you who want, I know he ain't talking to me. Have you been single for multiple years? Do you have multiple children with multiple men? Have your last three situations been situationships or else crappy men? You too. You too. You too. I'm not saying it because I'm glad that's your situation. We come up here and we speak so you can tell your daughters not to do this because we don't want to see them end in this same situation. YouTube, we got too many people in here. I need you guys to hit that thumbs up button. And I checked the analytics. I've told you guys, out of 50-something thousand subscribers that we have, only 10% of you have hit the notification bell. If you hit, I'm going to give you guys a minute right now to hit the notification bell on YouTube. It will alert you whenever we are live. You need to know when we are live because you're just not going to always remember and you're going to miss out on hot shows. And you won't be able to come back and watch the shows because our amazing shows, they go into the members only box where, the members only is $2.99 a month to be a member, but you get to see all of our shows from 4 years ago up until now. I don't understand that. Shout out to Lisa. Lisa over here rocking out with us on TikTok, showing love. Listen, people, you guys don't send y'all's brother no galaxies no more. I think Lisa, the only one supported the TikTok today. Listen, people, we got to do better. That's what I'm talking about. Miss Monica in the building rocking out with us. Listen, I don't say these things to hurt women. That's the last goal of ours. There's significant amount of damage that has been done that has to be addressed. It has to be addressed. And I'm telling you guys right now, what I'm saying to you, those of you ladies who place a great deal of importance on having a companion in the house, somebody to talk to when you get off work, somebody who's likely done cooked the dinner for you already, a man husband who keeps the house clean, all of that stuff, whatever. Ladies, the way that I suggest you humble yourself instead of looking down on him like, me messing with a nigga who ain't got no job and da-da-da-da-da. Tell yourself this. I made a very, very bad decision when I was younger, and it cost me my ability to pick the men I want. Now, I'm in a situation where I have to make it work the best that I can. That's where you ladies are at. You guys think it's a coincidence that you guys haven't been able to get in relationships in years? You think that's a coincidence? That is a repercussion of making significantly bad dating decisions. You ladies are going to have to build a Bob. The very thing that you ladies said you didn't want, that's where your dating value is now. Those of you who it's very important to you having someone to live the rest of your life out with, you're going to have to physically pay someone cash or let a man stay with you. And I'm not talking about a complete, I'm talking about somebody who he may get a check once a month or disability or so. I'm talking about a decent man, but if you hadn't have done the amount of dating damage to yourself that you did, he's likely someone you wouldn't have chose. But it goes the same way with women. There's a lot of you women right now who you're so attractive to where if you didn't have those 2 kids, you wouldn't even date this guy right here. But because you are attractive and you still can get an okay quality man to lock you down, it's the only reason you have that. If you had those 2 kids and you weren't as attractive as you would have to date down. You would have to date down. You ladies are going to have to make a deal that is the best for you. And not only that, you're going to have to lower your preference of men to make that deal with. I'm not saying this to discourage you or hurt you. Once you cool down and you think about everything that I'm saying, hopefully you'll see that it creates a bigger path of opportunities for you. Some would say, how the hell does it look like a woman paying a man cash or letting a man live with them just to have his company? You ladies did something that was the equivalent of how when men make very bad decisions in the streets, they get this. When you had 2 children by 2 different men, you guys aren't taught this, but men cannot look at you like you belong to us. Not like that. We can never fully feel like you are our property, like you belong to us. Because the components that I'm naming to you right now, our ability to feel like you're our property or you belong to us, that is one of the key components that allows a man to wire himself and program himself to being willing to give his life up for yours. When we start feeling like you belong to us, we start feeling like your life is our responsibility. But if there are components in the way preventing us from viewing you like you belong to us, like that's ours, it's going to create a scenario. When you have done those things, we can never fully feel like you are ours and you belong to us. Because everything that men do to mark their signature on a woman, mark them as our territory, you've already let other men do it to you. And the proof is sitting over there on the couch or outside riding its bicycle. You've already let other men do these things to you. Nobody's telling you guys this, but you know I'm right just by looking around and seeing from state to state, city to city, the overwhelming majority of men treat and view baby mamas the same. You can go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can go to Michigan. You can go to Indiana. You can go to Chicago. And men are going to have the same views about women who have 2 or more children that they have in Florida. It's why it's why we've been all over these podcasts telling you, ladies, how bad it is and don't do it. Because we know the dating damage that comes with a woman becoming a baby mama 2 or more times. The damage is so extensive that all men in every city, pretty much, and in every state, as soon as they find out that you are a single mother of more than one, it's the same as if you had a sign on your forehead that says, I'm not suitable for long-term relationships. The truth of the matter is, men haven't been telling you guys this. Look, she says, no way. I'll date the same sex before I do that. You see how bad it is for them? They'd rather go touch the same sex. We got one of them down there pissed all the way off. Listen, and I'll be honest with you guys. The truth of the matter is, men haven't been telling you guys this because if we tell you, you'll stop giving us the coochie. Right? Men are not in the business of sabotaging leverage that we use to get our way. We're not in the business of doing that. We're not going to want some poontang from you, but before we come over, call you and say, oh, by the way, I'm not attracted to women who have multiple. No. And for those of you who still doubt what I'm saying to you, look around and you'll notice that men aren't saying out loud how we feel about women with children, but men are treating those women the same. This isn't to make you guys feel bad. This is so you guys can stop cheering to this is so you guys can stop cheering on sabotaging your own lives. Because it seems like that's what it seems like you guys are doing it intentionally. You guys are sabotaging your lives, and your lives are going years and years and decades without having someone to love and support them. You ladies who really want someone to be with you, you're going to have to lower your preferences and be willing to accept a man who might not have that decent job. Right? But it doesn't matter if he has that decent of a job. You're still winning, according to you guys. You guys are most educated. You guys are making big money. Right? It shouldn't matter if he's not doing that well. Because if you came into his life, now that man dresses better, now he's a better person, and now you have formed a good relationship with somebody good to come home to. You did that. Even though you had to build him up a little bit, it will have been worth it. You will not qualify any longer for the caliber of men that you guys say you want. That's the only downside. Right? But I think you guys just don't understand that you did something very bad, and it was the equivalent of a man getting this out the streets. What I'm saying may sound a little bit unorthodox to a lot of you, may sound a little bit harsh, but we don't have to wonder, am I telling the truth? What we do know is that I am not lying when I say from state to state, city to city, everybody's views about baby mamas are typically the same. It's like you caught herpes. I understand that sounds terrible. Sounds like a sentence from a courtroom. But you guys deep in your heart know that there's some logic to what I'm saying. Let me see something here. Hey, Alexander, you're not lying about that. Hey, YouTube, I need you guys to hit that thumbs up button. Let's get these likes up so we can attract more people. Get this thing popping. Let's go.
Let me tell you something. Straight up. Y'all women better stop wasting all y'all goddamn golden years on y'all prime chasing these goddamn streets. You gonna end up by 39, 40 years old trying to buy you a husband like this 39-year-old woman right here. She in tears on the internet begging any man to marry her. She said if the man ain't got no job, she gonna compensate the man. She even interested in paying for the goddamn wedding ceremony. Check this shit out!
I need a husband. I'm tired of singleness. I'm 39 years old. Very soon I'll enter menopause. I need a husband in my life. No matter what you are doing, I'm going to marry you. Are you a barrel pusher? Are you a beggar? Are you a conductor? Please marry me. Please, I'm going to sponsor the marriage. I'm going to give you money to pay my bride price. I'm going to sponsor the wedding with my money. Please come and marry me. I'm tired of singleness. Please. I'm 39 years old. Please come and marry me. I'm getting old. I'm getting old, please. I need a husband in my life. I need a man in my life. I'm tired of singleness. Please, I don't want to buy myself. I no longer sleep. All my mates are married with kids, but nobody wants to marry me. Nigerians, please, I'm calling everybody out. Please come and marry me.
Y'all women, be out here hanging with all these goddamn miserable.
And here's what they don't understand. Miss Teresa said young men can't even change oil in the car. 'Cause look who's raising them, ma'am. We already have the numbers in on it. When they're raised by their father, the whole story changes. The overwhelming majority of women who have 2 or more kids, they have a really tough time finding a quality man to take them serious long term, right? And those of you who already made this mistake and stepped in this poo-poo, right? And right now, you have 2 or more children who will be in your house for the next 10 or 15 years, that damage is so significant. Listen, that damage is so significant to your dating value that you are most definitely going to have to be open to a man who might not be on his feet. Depending on how badly do you desire to have a companion, to have somebody to talk to, that is your option. A Build-A-Bob. That is your options. That is the reality across the nation for single moms. Because what history has shown you is that Stacey Prince is not up here telling a lie right now. Nationwide, and it's even worse in some other countries, but nationwide, state to state, city to city, single mothers are having the same results on the dating market. It's because you come with too much for a man to agree to be responsible for. It doesn't feel right to men. We don't see the logic in it fully to commit to being willing to give up your life for 2 children who do not carry the connection with him that biological children would carry with him. Right? Which that is the driving force and the driving intimate factor that propels a man to be willing to give up his life for his children. That intimate biological connection that they have. And without that, it's a complicated process for any rational thinking man. And it's simply a bad thing that you did that complicated your life. That's just really what it is. I want to talk about using your resources for happiness. Listen, I think instead of being irritated at me as you are right now, I think it would be better to look at this like at least there's light at the end of the tunnel. Because look what you've been dealing with. You've been dealing with scenarios where you're single for years and your body count is going up and up and up. Not only that, you're getting older and older and older. Right? Which makes it tougher and tougher and tougher for you to date. You guys, what would keep you guys from making a deal with a man? It would be your ego and your pride. It would be your ego and your pride. Newer said, "Who broke your heart?" Come on up here. Let's talk about who broke my heart. If that was directed towards me, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, or let's talk about it. Where are my show supporters at? We got one show supporter up here. People, you see the situation down yonder. Let's get it going. Cash App, The Real Stacy Prince, or PayPal. Let's get this thing going, people. Show love to the show like we show love to you. We need show sponsor to keep the show going, people. We got to meet our nightly goal. Let's get to it. What it is. We're closing in on the 2-hour mark. We cannot have the same people supporting the show all of the time, people. If you never supported the show, rock on out with us on Cash App or PayPal at The Real Stacy Prince. I guess we're gonna run through this then. Mic check. Something bad is happening right now, I think. Mic check, mic check. Let me see something here. I want to try something. Okay. My people said the mic is clear. Okay, so let me pop this in real quick. I want to show you guys. It sounds mean sometimes or whatever, but I want to show you.
Wife up a single mother. You will be asking for a world of pain. First off, you're going to lose all the respect of every man that you meet that's worth knowing. When I see a dude that shacks up and marries a single mother, Man, that ain't it. To be a cleanup guy? Yeah, you got a child that's probably always going to despise you, never respect you. You're not my real dad. The woman will never put you first.
I'm telling you, you guys need to understand men are having these conversations and thinking about this stuff.
She will always prioritize that child over you.
Now, they don't even lie about it. They say it on the dating profiles. I'm a mom first. So I have to be willing to risk my life for a family that I come last in. Doesn't sound like a good deal.
You got to deal with the baby daddy that may or may not be violent. Every time she looks at that child, she thinks of him, not you. Man, it would be better to be alone than to be in that situation. It is to be avoided at all costs.
Listen, you guys think I'm bad. A lot of men simply, they're not even playing the one child thing. If she's amazing, I'll deal with a woman who has one child. If she's amazing, because I'm an investor-minded individual. I'm not passing up something amazing because of my ego or something like that. Like, if she's amazing, and I even see where, no, this girl makes me feel like getting on the laptop and working even when I don't feel like working. This girl like really motivates me and da-da-da. I'm taking that. I'm taking that. And she doesn't even have to be beautiful. She could be like a 5 or a 6, and I'll take it. With one kid, the kid would have to be of its own age. It's like, she'd have to be attractive. Yeah, she'd have to. That's a tough one. Like, you say you try to be humble and you say these things, but when you... Because think about it. Think about somebody's in the other studio right now and her baby's going off. I'm gonna have to deal with that for some years. But if it's a kid that's like 10 or 14, that makes it a little bit better, I guess. It makes it a little bit better. Listen, hold on. I know this ain't my brother Ether. I'm gonna have to get rid of one of these phones. Hey, those of you on Instagram, you want to continue to come over here and rock with us and see the show, come over here to YouTube on The Real Stacey Prince. We're out of here. Who is that? Shout out to my brother Ether in the building. Let me go down here. Ether probably been going down there going completely nuts. Shout out to my brother Ether with another 20 ball dropping off on you. Listen, what I'm telling you guys is this. I don't think that there's anything wrong with using your resources for happiness. You do it when you go out and buy a pair of boots. You do it when it's time to go out and buy a necklace. It's crazy to me that you guys will go out and spend thousands, hundreds, and even thousands and even tens of thousands of dollars on things that you believe make your life better, but you won't use your resources to bring you something that is what you've been wanting for years. Why wouldn't you do that? I don't understand it. I think instead of being as irritated at me as you are right now, I think that no matter how you look at it, at least there's a bright side. I think you guys should have always been open to using the education that you've received, to using the high income that you say you've achieved to help a good man get on his feet and become your guy. It's been men's secret weapon. When you guys say, it seems like they can always date, we can. That has been our secret weapon since the beginning of time. A man will go in a diner and marry the woman who poured him his coffee last night while he's a millionaire. That has always been our secret weapon against women. When the women who are acting funny towards us, we will go get somebody who's not gorgeous, who's not amazing, but she will simply do. And we'll lock her down when she has nothing. We'll change her life. That's why we don't go on the long stretches without being in relationships like you guys have to. Because you guys don't qualify for the men that you want, but the guys that you qualify for, you won't give them a time. You think you look down on them. That's why you guys are going single for years. What I'm saying might be scratching some of you right now, but just ask yourself, is there any merit to what I'm saying? I think you guys actually got bamboozled when you were tricked into becoming so arrogant in yourselves that you thought having a man who had failed on some hard times or something like that, right, is a bad thing. Yet when you guys fell on hard times, you had the American government to go to. And some of you did it for years on that nipple. So I don't see anything wrong with a woman using her resources to create a happy place that she desires. What's wrong with it? You'll go out and buy necklaces. You'll go out and spend your money on other things that make you feel good about yourself. You spend thousands of dollars on hair weave because it makes you feel good about yourself. But you won't use your resources to create a scenario where 30 minutes before it's time for you to get off the clock, you can't wait to go home because you know it's somebody. You know he's probably already cooked some candy yam, some macaroni and cheese, and your favorite potluck right there. You don't have that. You don't have a hope. You don't have something to look forward to. You don't have something that makes you feel all good and giddy when you think about it. You don't have something that when a problem arises in your mind, when you exhaust your mental problem-solving abilities, you don't have somebody who you can say, babe, I've thought of everything I could think of. Can you think of anything? You don't have that. Everything, all of life's burdens are up on you. And we know that the truth of the matter is, if you do find that guy who's usually the guy who drives the bus in your neighborhood, or usually the guy who mows the miscellaneous yards in your neighborhood, you don't even take in the fact that if you give him a chance, make life easy, create circumstances with your resources that make you guys, give you guys the ability to push this thing on a little bit faster. You look down on him without realizing that that very man will be the man who you guys will likely end up loving each other. You'll likely stay together for some years. You have more leverage with a man who can honestly say that when he was bleeding, you stitched his wound up. But you guys want already built up men who have leverage that far outweighs and supersedes your value. That's why you guys aren't getting them. Listen, let's go. Turbulence, people. You guys think I'm joking? Well, let's look at it like this. If you guys aren't interested in men who already supersede your value, give me a thumbs up if you're right now you're married to a stockbroker. Give me a thumbs up right now if you're married to somebody who's a high-earning engineer, high-earning doctor. Give me a thumbs up if you're married to a man of societal prestige. Give me a thumbs up if that's who you had your children by. A man who has higher, upper level social prestige. Is that who your baby's by? No. It means you're not even coming on these guys' radar. You're not even on the radar. The men that you guys say you want, you do not qualify for them at all, which is why you've never gotten one. Some of you have 15 and 20 and 30-year-old children or kids. None of their dads were prestigious men who are notable figures in their field. You weren't able to get it. And I'm not saying that to dog you out. I'm telling you, you need to get that off of your mind. You haven't been able to pull that off in 25, 30 years. And now in your older age, when your stomach is all wrinkled up from having babies and things like that, now you think now your dating value is high enough to get that man with 30 years on top of your age and your looks? No. It's not the way it works. I want to run the value of a human relationship past you. Ask yourself this right now. If you had someone sensible who was also within their right mind, a decent individual to come home to, somebody to tell your corny joke to, somebody to come in, kick your heels off, drop your purse on the floor, and run and just jump on him in a playful manner, kissing him on his neck. Right? If you had an individual like that to come home to tell your corny joke to, somebody to just be there. TV is already on, right? The sense of life is already permeating in the house before you walk in good because a living body has been interacting with that house instead of a cold, quiet house with an echo in it. If you had access to that, a decent individual, somebody who it was fun to come home to, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much better do you think your life would be if you had something like that going on in your life? We all know your life would be significantly better if you had that. This is why I often ask women, name me a problem that regularly occurs amongst women that would not be made better if they had a man in their life. And they can never name anything. That's how valuable having a man in your life is. How is it we've been tricked that fashion item, physical products that we think will make our lives better, you have absolutely no problem spending hundreds, thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars on those things that make you feel good about yourselves. But yet, when it comes to something as important as a human relationship, you view using your resources to keep a man who makes you happy, you view that as low status or unacceptable. No. What's low is all of these years that you've allowed to go by without having your own personal human contact person, without having your own person to interact with, without having your own person that you're experiencing life with take place every day, right? Your own personal companionship. What's more painful? Not having that for years at a time, or using some of your resources to get it this week? See, it's ego. What I suggested to you, I'm better than that. I shouldn't have to pay no man. Okay, let's just call it the entry point. It's the thing that you kind of have to do to get his attention, due to the dating damage that you've done to yourself. Men have to do it all the time. Men go on dates with women when they're broke, and sometimes you don't even know that man, with what was in his bank account, he just was like $6 almost shy of when that waiter brought that bill. But we're trying to get your attention. We believe if we can get your attention, we can do the rest. You have to do that too. You have to do that too. Your own personal companionship, life taking place in your home, communication, conversation, laughing. And the crazy part about it is there are women in Brentwood, women in Newport Beach, right? Palm Springs, Beverly Hills, who have 10 times the prestige and money that you have, yet even they do what I'm suggesting right now. There are 75-year-old women who have 29 and 30-year-old companions. She knows he's dealing with other women probably. She knows he's not crazy in love with her, right? But he also knows the role that he needs to play in order to get the things that he wants from her. He's going to have to lay some good wood on a wrinkled body Might even have to sit around her watching her favorite shows, right? But that's the role that he's willing to play in order to get what he wants. Ladies, those of you who have stepped on those landmines of having multiple children by multiple men, it's time for you to pull out the only realistic alternative available to you. The Build-A-Bobs that you guys said you wouldn't tolerate or deal with when you were in your prime, when you didn't have any of those kids, when your boobs were still perky, and when your stomach was still flat. Listen, ladies, I hate to tell you, you had the ability to bypass that Build-A-Bob before you had those kids, before your stomach looked like meatloaf, right? Before you got out of shape. That was before you got older. And now that very same thing that you said you qualified for too much more than that, a Build-A-Bob, is exactly what you qualify for now. It is exactly what you qualify for. And I'm not saying that to make light of you. I'm telling you, I think it's a wild card. Because there's going to be many cases where you ladies listen to Stacey Prince and you don't give a man who doesn't really have his stuff together a chance right now, and you use some of your resources to make his life better. The better he gets, the better of a man that you'll have. Supporting your man all the way up into the point of what you desire in a man, I think that's a wild card. I think it's a wild card. And we think that that's the problem that you guys got tricked into. Not helping us up when we're down. It's amazing that social media convinced you that when you see a black man who's down on his luck, make fun of him. Don't give him a shot. But in other communities, the women do the exact opposite. They help their man up in every way that they can so that he can be the individual that they desire in a man. In the black community, when life hits a black man too hard, it's the same way it hits every other race, right? Life hits some people so hard to where some people decide to take their lives. In other races too, right? When life hits black men, there's nobody for us to turn to. When life is rough on black men, when we get down on our luck, the women who have been assigned to us, they'll call us brokies, ray-rays, pookies. Every other race of women is operating off of results. Our women are operating off of emotions and ego, which is why when you see one of us who is on social media and it doesn't look like our clothes are up to par, instead of you reaching out to us and maybe flirting with us because in the back of your mind, you know what I could be with a woman like you, you don't do that. It's why you guys don't have a man. Because you don't believe that you have to be there from ground floor. You don't want to be there when a man isn't already made up. You want something that you guys haven't been getting. The man already made up. And none of you are getting him. Your mind is supposed to be in a place of, now that I see him down on his luck, I'm going to use that opportunity to let him know I have his back. You guys don't do that. You use the opportunities that you see a man on social media not looking up to par. You use that opportunity to let him know that you're shitting on him. And that mentality has left many of you single for years and decades. It's crazy you guys haven't figured it out. What I'm telling you ladies is, most of you ladies who have been X'd out of the dating game, you have an option to still achieve happiness. It just takes an adult level of humility in order for you to profit off of it. You made some bad decisions when you were in your prime that caused men to overlook you when it comes to marriage and serious relationships. You've already done that. That damage is already done. And nobody make fun of my mustache. I told you guys I'm not shaving for, I don't know. I just want to see what happens if I just let it go. I'm going to let it go. Right. You guys aren't willing to atone for the mistakes that you've made. You're not willing to atone. And if you're not willing to atone, how will the energy of the circumstance change? You made some bad decisions when you were in your prime that caused a lot of men to overlook you when it comes to something serious. And listen, and even by the time your children do get old enough to get out of the house and your dating value resets, because most women's dating value resets a little bit once the kids are out of the house because they don't have the impact of being a single mother anymore. I can go in her house now and take her on the table, right? But even though by the time your children get out of the house and your dating value resets a little bit, it doesn't reset much. There's still another problem. The time that it took for those kids to grow old enough to move out of the house, you've gotten older. You've aged. You've aged. You can make yourself, you can use makeup, hair weave, and all of those things to make yourself think that you're still the shit at 45 and that I know what I'm talking about because I get access to fine men all the time. They're only busting you down. They're not planning their 401k with you. They're not planning a Roth IRA with you. They're not planning to leave any of the assets they've achieved in your name when they pass. They're not planning life to living life with you and making sure that they have your back when life gets tough. They're playing with your butthole. That's what they're doing. I want you guys to look at this as your opportunity to salvage happiness. And if you truly do value the companionship of a man, you know the importance of just having another alive human being in there to goof off with, to bring meals to, somebody to do special things for. If you truly do know the value of being in a relationship, just acknowledge to yourself that you screwed up when you were younger and now you're paying for it. And those are the options that you have. Why not choose to salvage some form of happiness with the rest of your life? Because the truth of the matter is, before I allow myself to just have an abundance of money, but never be able to interact with anyone, never have someone to go over and cuddle up with on the couch, things like that. Before I did that, I would use my resources to put the caliber of woman in my proximity that I want. Because I don't care if we fall in love. If we do, this fine. I don't care if we do. But long as you can serve the purposes, the values that are very important to men from a woman, I'll create an environment. I'll create a scenario where I'm benefiting all of those energies off of you. I've openly said this to you guys several times. Human interaction is so important that I'd be willing to use my resources for it. Just like I'm willing to pay for anything else that enhances my life. It's you guys with those egos. And it's insane to us that you guys are doing all of this ranting and raving about how you wish a man would cheat on you and things like that. Meanwhile, we're seeing you all over social media now. The very same women who were saying they wish a man would cheat on them and that they wouldn't go for it. Now you guys are open to the notion of polygamy. Make that make sense. That goes to show you guys, you won't let a man cheat on you, and I'm not saying let him, but you won't overlook a mistake or something that a man has had, but you'll be in a polygamous relationship? Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. Do your thing, the mystery. I never mind you guys clipping this content. Give me a couple of ladies up here who disagree with my motion. If you disagree, come on up. Let's have a conversation about it. Or if you have a different dating question or a question, of life question, come on up here. Let's talk about it. I want to see how far off women think I am. Ladies, listen, on TikTok, I have a question, ladies. Would you really go to your grave with a nice bank account, but you went lonely before you used your resources to somewhat provide a decent life for you and your guy? That just doesn't make sense to me. What good is the money? You can use your money right now or your resources. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you have to give him money like that. I'm talking about you could just let him know, listen, I don't give men money, but you know, me and mine, we're going to be all right. Now, you can live with me and da. You can pull some of those moves. Or if he likes alcohol, bring him, just do little cool things. He probably gets a check once a month or something like that, or has something going on. I would advise a woman to deal with a man who's down on his luck before she experiences this amazing life that we live all alone. I would tell my daughter that. I would tell my daughter, if it's someone, bring him to me. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to get a feel for him. If I feel like he's the type of person that's just down on his luck, or before I allow my daughter to experience an entire lifetime without a significant other, I tell her to date a man who worked for the city taking out garbage. I tell my daughter to if my daughter was significantly financially more stable, I don't have a problem with her allowing a really good man into her life and he doesn't have much going on. Just being honest. If she's done very well for herself, but I wouldn't advise her to let a man come in here and take her all the way down to zero in her finances. I'm saying you guys are worse being single than you are being in a relationship. That's just really what that is. Shout out to my girl Mecca Don in the building supporting the show again. Shout out to you, brother, in the chat. This topic is necessary and the show has been amazing. Turbulence, people. Right? I think you guys get stuck taking all the advice from your girlfriends who are single. Not only when I say get stuck, I mean you also fear what Chandra would think if she, girl, listen, not Kylie dating the dude that drive the bus. Girl. And every girl who's shooting a shot at you for it not only is single, but has been chronically single for years. A lot of the time, you guys don't know it, but a girlfriend of yours in your circle who is telling, girl, I wouldn't mess with him and da. They don't want you in relationships because you know that they know that you'll be better off than them. They don't want to see you ascend higher than they've ascended on the dating road. They don't want to see that. But I know, I don't care if that man has a finger missing. If you got a guy in that house, they don't. They don't, and they haven't had for years. The truth of the matter is, a guy who you help build up, that is more prone to being a relationship that's going to last years than if you bumped into a guy who was already built up. It has more chances of survival than if you bumped into a guy who was already well put together. Listen, Alexander said men soon will have 2 or 3 women apiece. It's coming soon. It's already here. It's already here. And I agree with you. It's going to be in bulk. It's not going to be just a few incidents that we see. We're going to see it. You guys have done things to yourself, and you guys got to stop looking at it like you can be a car, get wrecked, but you don't depreciate in value. You do. You guys have made a multitude of bad decisions that affect your dating value. kids, your weight, you were already born average looking, you got a sassy attitude due to the environment you were raised up in. You guys, listen, this is very unfortunate that you think that you're in a place that you're not. You're very far away from that place of preferences that you're at. It's why you guys haven't never gotten them. The guys that you guys name and describe to us as far as your preferences, you don't end up with them. It means he's out of your league due to the dating damage that has been done to you. Caller number 9, caller number 9. You're on the air with Stacey Prince on the Real Stacey Prince Show. Ah, man, we live on the air, man. We live on there. Listen, I got a question for you, family. I got a question for you, man. Do you think most of the time in society we have to negotiate and even when it comes to going to buy a car, do you think in most scenarios of life that we have to negotiate when we don't have leverage? Yeah. Okay, now my question to you is this. Let's say a woman who has 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 different men. She's born average looking. She may be just a little bit overweight. Do you believe that it's feasible that woman date someone who might be down on his luck, but he's a good guy? She has an amazing occupation and things like that. She has the resources that can make him a more suitable boyfriend in her eyes. She can help him dress better, all of that stuff. Do you think that it's reasonable for a woman who has made a lot of bad dating decisions? Do you think that it's reasonable for her to lower her preferences and be open to dating a man who she would not have gave a chance if she didn't have the dating damage done to her? Do you think that's reasonable?
I mean, it's like a leverage buyout.
That's all. It's a leverage buyout. Listen, y'all better get y'all somebody. What you got going on, baby? Okay, here's the definition of leverage. Here.
Okay, so sweetheart, did you just tell me I could smack you? Can I smack you? You can't, because I'm letting you do that.
Hey, listen, hold on. Let me ask a question. Hey, let me ask a question. Hey, let me ask her a question. Hey, I'm going to say this. You should know what I mean. It's going to be short, cut, and simple. Okay. That man you in the car with right now, is that... Whatever. That man that you're with right now, is that his? Is that his?
You said what?
That man who you with right now, is that his? And you know what I mean when I say, is that his?
Yeah.
Okay. What you talking about? It's called leverage. You see some type of value. You see some type of value in that man. You see some type of value in that man that has propelled you to giving yourself to him in that way. That's leverage. If he didn't have something valuable about him, you wouldn't mess with him.
Go back. What did I do?
Gave yourself to him?
What did I do? Yes, and that was our understanding.
Okay, hold on. Would you give this much of yourself to him if he was running around here strung out on dope, ripping people off?
No.
Okay, so his value is his leverage.
So wait a minute, let me ask you this. If you know she was messing with some type of dude in that way, why are you trying to be her dude, or why are you trying to hook up with her?
Because I want you the way that I want you. Whatever I want you for, I want you. And I'm going to keep pressing you until you give me that.
Okay, if you want me the way that you want me, then why are you being nosy in my past? You should be nosy in my past. You should be me right here in
Listen. Because I didn't grow up with you, because we weren't childhood friends, because my family don't know your family, your past is how I find out all of the important things about you that I need to know if we're going to proceed.
So if my past is so bad, why you want to hook up with me?
I got to find out that your past is too... Listen, I got to find out that your past is too bad. Listen, let me ask you something. Hold on. Check this out.
And hook up. I mean, cover up. Everybody just be safe and cover up.
Let me ask you a question. If you had a son and you had a daughter.
I don't have a son. I got a daughter.
Okay, you say you got a daughter?
Yes.
Do you think, and I'm talking specifically about you, do you think that your daughter should listen? Hold on. No. Do you think? No. Do you think that your daughter has the right to know if the boy she's dating right now has a past of touching underage people? Do you think that your daughter should know? Hold on. Do you think your daughter has a right to know if the boy she's dating has a past of being a gangbanger and ripping people off? Okay, so I have the right to know if you have been with 222 men. Hey, what they say? They said, got to be more careful.
I got a question for you. Be quiet. I got a question for you.
Who you telling to be quiet?
What is your objective for tonight? What is your objective for you tonight, or what is your objective for our day?
We're live on YouTube, right?
I don't care where we are.
My objective is to get more people into relationships. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure my cousin ain't sitting up there with somebody who got 3-4 Negroes coming through the back door in 10 minutes. That's my double cousin. What you mean?
Hey, I'll get ready.
Hit me up. Sound like an awful lot of alcohol was involved in that conversation. But it really is that simple. We have a right to ask about. Listen, you don't even have to tell us about your past. We know a lot about you. We know, listen, I'll put it to you like this. We know what the typical activities are that are behind a woman being an angry woman, behind a woman being a promiscuous woman, behind a woman being uncooperative. We know the things that usually occur in a woman's life that make her like that. So you may think we don't know about your body count. You may think we don't know that you were raised by a single parent mom, but there will be elements that we will be able to identify in you and say, yeah, she was probably raised by a single parent mom. Yeah, she probably had a whole phase. Yeah, she probably got 2 or 3 kids by 2 or 3 different men. We can tell. Hey, Ether, check this out. I tried to snatch that back when I said it because I know city workers who live in $300,000 homes. You know what I mean? Handsome Bryant said, don't be nosy of my past really equals I made some terrible mistakes and I want you to overlook it and think of me as a good girl. That's what it pretty much, yeah. My girl said, nah, it ain't no domestic situation. It is simply nothing more than...
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Listen, See, this is what we're talking about. My brother Ether said, can you imagine the astronomical level of chaos crashing out in her body from the multitude of dudes that have deposited their DNA in her free of charge? We don't like it. And you have to pay us to put up with it. You have to pay us to get us to the brink of becoming understanding about it. Don't feel bad about it. You made some messed up decisions that now you have to do further extremes to get a man's attention. And it's okay because you may be a good person, right? But you had to soften the deal, sweeten the pot to get him to even be willing to go out with you or consider you on that level. Now that he's considered you, he might find out that she became a single mom years ago and she completely changed from that. Now you're interacting with a good man. But you don't qualify for the man that you guys desire. That fairy tale figment of your guys' imagination. I remember when we were in school and women would talk about John Travolta, Tom Cruise, and all of these guys. Like, they were considered the dreamboats, the hunk. Women, when they're young, they start configuring the images of their definition of what would be considered a hunk or a dreamboat in their head. And usually the puzzle pieces that they use to configure this guy into a real visible shape, it's a lot of components that they don't qualify for and in some cases are impossible. I want him to be rich. I want him to be chiseled out. I want him to have a long cock. I want him to last long in bed. I want him to be fine. How often have any of the girlfriends that you have in your life experienced that? You guys don't qualify for it. Just like all men don't qualify for upper level women. Shy, broke, timid, bashful men, they will never get the women that they want. They will never. But the thing that's working in their favor is men have a selfless nature about themselves to where even if we can't get the girl we want, we don't mind dating the girl who realistically is on our dating level. We will tell ourselves, I got social anxiety. I know my stuff ain't that big. And we will have no problem dating that girl who is a 5 and works at the diner. We will have no problem with it. It's what's messing you guys up. That's the part that that's the department that men are winning in, that you guys are failing in. Not only do you not qualify for the men who you desire, you also won't date the men you qualify for. So you're just here in limbo. You're stuck. And none of it is working for you. None of it is working for you. You're just getting older and older and older. That's it. Listen, this is some of the further craziness that we're experiencing. Remember, many of them won't acknowledge the act of fornication if a condom is used. To them, that body absolutely won't count to them. I agree. I agree. We've heard women say it. He didn't get the release. That man just experienced your spirit. Yeah. It is not enough for a man to be wealthy. He must be rich and generous. Like, especially with black men. What's asked of black men, it's not really even possible, which is why the women don't typically get it. Not really even possible. Listen, they want you to be faithful. They want you to be rich. They want you to be hung. They want you to last a long time in bed. They want you to defy the logic of biology, to be honest. Which is why we never see those women married to those guys that they tell us are their preference. DJ Charlie Earl in the building. That is too loud. Yeah, don't count if they got drunk and that sinking that you guys resort to It's handicapping a lot of you significantly in the dating room. Some of you live right around the corner from your husband who is going to DIE with you for the rest of your life. And because of the way you're thinking, you don't even know he's been around the corner from you for 5 years. But you too good for that because you're still stuck evaluating yourself as the 29-year-old bad chick that you were. You are so far away from that. You are so far away from that. I think one of the huge problems that women are dealing with, I think that they don't acknowledge that value in almost everything decreases. That's why death takes place. A car eventually gets old. Women believe that they are the only item on this planet that no matter how much dating damage they incur, they don't lose value. Because if they acknowledge that they lose value, they would be open to the rationale of, well, if my value is lowered, like when someone buys a used car, they have to pay less for it, they get to pay less for it. Then if my value is lower, then that means probably I should give Gare a chance. I know he works at the dog pound, but I've been single for 10 years. I agree with that too, Ether. I think this has more to do with it than what we've really been mostly talking about. I think, to be honest, this is the spirit of the Jezebel. Got him in a chokehold. I agree. Because a lot of this goes beyond our human comprehension and our understanding and logic. Yeah. These are facts. These are facts. Even if Keisha, listen, I usually don't read these comments unless you guys attach it to at least a $2 super chat or something. But even if Keisha gets a rich, tall, hung, handsome black brother, she will cheat, and she will still cheat with this kid. Yes. We are finding out that millionaires, NBA players are finding out children they thought were theirs aren't theirs. And they have millionaires. Monica, you bring your tail on up here. The beginning of next month, we are going to start giving out raffles for the main show supporters. Probably going to be $100 raffles a pop. Miss Monica.
Hello.
Tell me how your night is going.
Pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. You say your night is going okay?
Yeah, pretty good.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
We all make mistakes, right?
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah, dating. We did, and sometimes men lose their lives behind that mistake. Like he called the wrong guy BITCA. Repercussions are huge. We just don't like to look at it like that. But a lot of times there is a such thing as major repercussions. So my question to you is this. Let's talk about a woman who had children early and she was viewed as a single mom and things like that. So a lot of men, they would sleep with her and things, but no one would ever wipe her down. And let's say that she can look up and in the last 20 years, no men have approached her on a serious level. The men who she deals with, they typically just want to have her in bed. And then as soon as they get done out of bed with her, they leave, right? They hit her with the infamous belt buckle. A woman like that, who seriously desires to share her life with someone, a woman who longs for the touch, a woman who knows how special the touch of a man is, the support of a man, just to have a man in the house, a woman who very seriously desires to have that companionship. Do you believe that seeing how she's been single for upwards of 15 years, and she kind of knows it has something to do with, the kids that she had that men don't like going into that. Do you believe that if that woman still highly desires a relationship, do you think that it's justifiable for her to consider maybe dating someone who works at the dog pound?
Oh my gosh.
And listen, let's put this in there too. She makes really good money. She makes $125,000 a year. She doesn't really have any crazy overhead. She lives a pretty decent life. She could even afford to pay for the lifestyle of two people. But the only thing she's missing is her person. Do you think it would be justified if that woman did all of that dating damage to herself that caused other men in her youthful years to overlook her? Do you think that right now, pretty much the only option that she has is to lower her preferences?
I think it would it would be like the amount of kids she has.
She has 2 children by 2 different men.
Hmm.
And she's 45 years old. And she's been single for 15 years.
Yeah, but she's making 125,000.
Yep.
I don't think she would have to. I don't like to say stoop that low.
Okay, so hold on. So a man who works at the dog pound is considered stooping low, but a woman who has 2 children by 2 different men, what is that considered?
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Attractive.
She's average looking. She's just average looking. She's nothing spectacular, and she's a little bit overweight. She weighs about 170 pounds.
I don't know. Dog pound though.
I don't know. 2 children by 2 different men. I don't know. Men have got to come inside of you. Now I have to take their leftovers. Which one sounds worse? Working at the dog pound or dating someone who upwards of 40 men have came in?
Oh no.
Which one sounds worse, ma'am? Who do you think is the more valuable person on the dating market? The man who's a good guy but works at the dog pound, or the woman who has 2 children and has let upwards of 40 men come in her?
That's a lot.
Whose dating value do you think is higher?
Maybe she would have to settle for the dog pound man.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Yes, she's been passed around. And there's proof of it in the kid's bedroom. You got 2 children. There's proof you've been passed around. And that's not something that men like to brag about. Yeah, my girl got passed around. I love her so much. Yeah, that's not something that men actually desire to be able to brag about. So my question and the conclusion that we're coming to.
Yeah, she probably would have to settle for the.
Okay, hold on. But would it be considered settling? This woman has been taken through the ringer. Listen, let's be honest. Every man she's dealt with, she's getting more and more bitter because men keep on just pouncing on top of her, leaving her alone. Not only that, she's probably bitter because she's raised 2 kids on her own. Baby getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning when she got to go to work at 6 a.m. She got to change the diaper. She got to go to PTA meetings, all of that. This woman is not going to be okay. There's going to be some damage associated with her through to all she's been through. Can we agree on that?
And she's making 125,000, 120,000.
Ma'am, she's making 150.
But then should be around more people in that tax bracket.
Okay, but did you know that no matter how much money a woman has, men don't care about women's education or money. We care about your current standing. How many kids do you have? That's what we care about.
Your value.
Yes, and if you don't believe me, you name me any group of men, celebrities, notable figures, popular people who we know have their pick of women who has openly selected a woman who's been known to be a bop, who's got 2 children by 2 different men, who's slightly over. Name me a man who has his pick of woman. Who has married a woman like that?
No, I can't think of anybody.
Yeah, that lets you know that when given a choice, it doesn't matter what setting you're in. That is not something that men prefer. It's not something. Listen, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this since you want to go. Turbulence, people. You have a son right now, and he's an amazing boy. He does everything right, and you've worked your fingers to the bone to provide good schooling for him. His future looks bright, and that boy comes to you, and he lets you know, Mom, I wasn't going to tell you, but I'm thinking about getting in a serious relationship with this girl. She has 2 kids by 2 different men, and she admitted to me that she's had a very promiscuous past. Would you encourage your son to embark upon that relationship? I didn't say, would you stop him? I said, would you say, I think that's a good idea, son? Huh?
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't encourage that. Seems like a lot of drama would come.
The whole situation is drama. Your son now has to engage
No.
relationship with 2 men who he doesn't know. Don't know if she's still having sex with one of her baby daddies. Don't know if she get mad at your son one day. I call my baby daddy to come fuck you up. All of that. It's a lot. It's a liability. Do you disagree?
Yeah, that's a liability.
Yes. Okay. Now my question to you is the majority. If you had to give the majority of women who are in that predicament some advice, would you tell them that they need to be more open to dating the guy at the In-N-Out Burger or to dating the guy at the Dog Pound?
Yeah, the In-N-Out Burger. Because maybe one day you could own the In-N-Out Burger.
A man who owns the In-N-Out Burger is not going to stay with a woman who's low value. That's the situation where even if he does get his money up, he's leaving her. I'm talking about a situation where this woman legitimately qualifies for the In-N-Out Burger guy. Here's the reason I asked you that. If you haven't had any men in 10 years approach you on a serious level, that means you're shopping too high. The men that you would like to be in that type of relationship with don't find you valuable enough to stoop to your level. So what you have to do is you have to switch your preferences. The same way when you're on Amazon shopping site, when you only have $200 in your wallet, you have to set your settings and filters to the things that cost less than $200.
True.
You don't have what is required to get the higher price items. What we're seeing is most of these women don't have the value to nab a higher value man. If you've been single for 20 years, how long have you been single, Monica?
Oh, I'm married.
How long have you been married?
My second marriage, 23 years.
Oh, this is your second one, you said?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. What made you so the first marriage didn't ruin your motivations for marriage?
Because I like being married.
I love that. That's the perfect answer right there. That's the perfect answer. Name me some of the benefits that come with a woman being married to a good man. Name me some of the benefits.
Security.
Yep, that's a big one.
Companionship.
Yep, that's a big one.
Just a life partner.
A life partner. Let me ask you this. Do you come home sometimes with your husband and, I don't know, maybe you just do something to get attention or you just goof off with him a little bit? Maybe a bull crap joke.
Yeah.
Right. That is how you live life. That is called being alive. Miss Monica, these women don't have that. These women are leaving bed to bed to bed, and they're not even requiring the men to wear condoms.
I was raised different, so.
And how you raise plays a significant role in how you turn out.
Yeah, I had a father. You know, my mother was married to my father, so, and she only had me, so, you know, it's different.
I agree.
And I only have one.
One kid?
Yeah, she's grown.
Yeah, and that in my opinion, has a lot to do with how you were raised. I'm pretty sure you grew
Yeah.
up with a sense of fear of disappointing your dad.
Oh, of course.
See? It matters. It's very important. My
That's what
grandmother
has
used to
kids
pop us in
on.
the lips. If we would say something like, I don't care what nobody think about me, my grandmother would pop us in the lips. She said it's important what society thinks about you because usually society's not picking on you. If they're saying things about you, it's probably because of something you're doing.
Exactly.
So you need to care about disappointing your dad. But a lot of these people have nobody that they care about disappointing. They're just marching to the beat of their own drum. You got any questions for me?
No questions.
I appreciate you coming up and rocking out with me.
Thank you.
All right. She said, hold on, nigga, don't put me in that boat, nigga. I got me somebody. Ladies, down in the comments on all panels, give me a thumbs up. Maybe you don't 100% agree, but give me a thumbs up right now if you see that there is some intelligence or some logic involved in tonight's show. Give me a thumbs up if you see where it kind of makes sense. Give me a hell no if everything that I said tonight is just completely damn crazy. Shout out to my brother Lee in the building. Okay. I want to see something. Mecca been down there. Let me see. Yeah. Listen, my girl Mecca said, I see these young ladies on podcasts. Men are warning them. They don't care. They don't understand that the wall hits different when you ain't been wifed. I promise it does. If you hit the wall and you're not bare minimum in a serious relationship, then probably from that point in time on, all of the tough elements of life's tough times that come your way, you're going to have to deal with them on your own. You're going to have to deal with them on your own. Shout out to my girl, Wachelle, over here rocking out with us. I can respect that, Natasha. Natasha said kind of, but not 100%. I can respect that. Shout out to Big Slim supporting over here. King Kai in the building supporting the show. Okay. Where's she at? Bro, Ether, are you serious? Ooh, there's a TikTok story out there of an obese male with no self-esteem wifing up an HIV-infected obese male with two bastards by an incarcerated, closeted sodomite.
Dead man. Dead man walking.
Lord have mercy. Shout out to my brother Marcus rocking out with us with the $20 cash app. I appreciate the love, my brother. I guess we're going to stay up here a little bit longer then. My people supporting the show. Make sure I didn't miss none of my show supporters. I'm trying to find something. Okay, there's shit. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something about Mecca. She don't allow people to just say things without backing it up. Mecca will square off with a joker down there. Let's see something. Listen, shout out to all of my super chatters rocking out with us. All right, let me see. Salute to my brother Alexander over here setting it off. I appreciate the love, my brother. Said you rock. How to show online? How to show online? Shout out to my brother Charles over here setting it off, rocking out with us. Thanks for reading my chat. Salute. You already know, bro. You already know. I appreciate the love, man. Alexander popped in. You know we talking about that turbulence. Shout out to Bear Tube in this situation. Bang, bang. My friend tried to put me on with a woman with 4 kids. Her ex-husband was abusive. Shaking my head. I have no kids.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
I'm with you when you're right. Shout out to my brother Lee over here setting it off with us. I appreciate the love, brother. Sage over here rocking out with us. With the $10 super chat. I have been a stepfather before, and it'll have you walking around the house like a toothless lion. Never again. Don't do it, fellas. Listen, here's what we're trying to get you guys to understand. We're not saying that you're terrible people or anything like that. We're not even saying it's over for you. But the men that you want, the damage that you have done to yourself, you do not qualify for. I hate to say this. Lord, I hate to say this. Turbulence, people. Hell, I got to if this is a channel where we tell the truth. Turbulence, people. Ladies, if you've stepped in that path of having 2 or more children by 2 or more different men, you don't qualify for an amazing man. In no scenario. and you won't have one. The odds are highly likely. You can get a decent man maybe if you humble yourself. The guy who works at the dog pound, the guy who is a bartender. These are decent people. And you won't have more than that. What's keeping you guys single is you have not let loose of the fairy tale life that you still desire. Listen, even before you had kids, even before you gained all that weight, you still only qualified for the dog pound guy. You were born unattractive. Your behavior is a little, And even after you guys have the kid, you still associate your value up there somewhere where it's not. Listen, people who have cerebral palsy, they don't think that they can get Janet Jackson. They don't think that. Okay? If you guys really want to live the rest of your days out happily, I want you guys to be in relationships. I want you guys to be with the dog catcher. You're not supposed to be with an elite level of man. The mistakes that you made, you're supposed to have to pay for them. I don't even think I would want a planet where God wasn't, well, okay, I love his mercy and grace because without it, I wouldn't be here. But I don't think we should be allowed to just get away with anything. A woman who's fit, feminine, very beautiful, no kids, goes to the gym regularly. How the hell is she the same level as an unattractive woman who's not fit, who has 2 or 3 children by 2? How the hell are those two on the same level? They're not. They're not. She said, you gonna have to repeat that because ain't no way. Come on up, Valencia. Come on up, love. Come and talk to me. Look, he said, I think this is a woman who said, I never understood men who tried to date women with kids. To me, it's weird. Us too. Shout out to my brother Will Fit in the building. And matter of fact, I know we've hit our 90. Salute to all of my show supporters. Kicking it off with the super chats and cash apps. I appreciate the love, people. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, Mecca Don be on it. It's like we talking to one of the guys, man. Listen, she said the chickens come home to roost, even in the dating market, ladies. You know how we've always been taught what you put in, you get back? That is real even in the dating market. Yep. They don't understand a man can never be the head of household because he'll always have to go to the mother while the biological father supersedes his authority. My daddy said I can play with my PlayStation today. That's a mother effer right there. And you're not my daddy. Might even call his daddy on FaceTime right now. Now you and the daddy beefing. Look, Mary said, I was blessed, but I know it doesn't happen. Real talk. Shout out to my day one over here, my brother Ether in the building. I mean, ZF over here rocking out with us. My brother. Let my brother come up here and talk his talk for one more again. What they say, one more again. My brother.
Mr. Prince, how you doing?
How you feeling, man?
Oh, I'm chilling. Came over here a little late because I was a guest on another podcast real quick.
Oh, okay. Listen, let me listen. I agree with her. Who she actually? I don't know it, but I think she's naturally attractive. I like that. Whenever I see it, I appreciate it. This woman doesn't appear to have on a ton of makeup. It's a very attractive woman. I like that. It's a shame when we come to a place where men are excited when they see a naturally beautiful looking woman. That's crazy. That's like a bonus to us. She said,
because that's not the, it's weird to us. It's weird to us because when we were coming up, all this wasn't going on. Nobody was wearing fake eyelashes.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was a little bit of weave going on, but not
a little bit. It wasn't on the epidemic level it's on.
Right. For the most part, you know, women when we were coming up were wearing their own hair.
Yep.
Even if it was short, it was theirs.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And we didn't have much bad to say about them.
Right. And so now, you know, shit, I graduated from high school over 30 years ago. You know what I mean? So now it's different. In 3 decades, a lot changed.
Yep. Listen. The thing that I have a problem. Listen, she said, "Dang, user not found." Why is that her name? She said she was talking about, you know, how it is. Like now, my dad said I can play my PlayStation. She said that sounds stressful. Who's the real head of the household? Right. If my authority as the man can be superseded by a man who lives in another house, I'm not doing this. You mean I told you can't have no more cookies, but you done called your dad? I'm not dealing with that. And those of you, I'm not going to knock you if you are dealing with a woman who has 2 or more children, but you're already in a pickle, but you need to let your girl know, listen, that baby daddy stuff, calling me, asking me, you know what I'm saying? Did I put his son on punishment and stuff? I'm not going to stay in the... Listen, to be honest, there's really no need. I was going to tell you to let her, check her about that, let her know that you're not going to be fighting for authority in the house. But to be honest, it's just a messed up situation. Because you can't even tell the baby daddy that he can't come over there. He can't check on his son. Because any man is going to want to make sure that your boyfriend ain't treating his son funny. So basically, all of her baby daddies almost got every reason to be calling over there asking you as the man of that house about your business in your house.
Well, how many times I got to say it, Stacey? Single moms aren't single.
Yeah, they're not. They're literally attached to a family. Literally.
Right. She's attached to a whole nother dude.
Yep.
Forever.
A couple of them. They get to call her at 3 a.m. in the morning when I'm sleeping right next to her. Right? Hey, I wanted to hit you and let you know, can you have his... No, you got too much of a pipeline to my woman. Men are not supposed to have a direct pipeline to women who are already taken. And that's why we told you guys you shouldn't have done it in the first place. Because now you're something that I'm not going to say we don't know how to deal with, but the ways in which we deal with women who have made the mistakes you guys have made is not a light thing. We kind of get rid of you. When we're doing well, we won't date you.
Well, here's the part.
Hey, run it, ZF. I'll be back in a second. Run it, ZF. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, for sure. Here's the part that most people don't even talk about though, right? So you had a great day at work. You chilling, you coming home, you in a good mood. You know what I'm saying? Octavius done pissed your woman off. Now she in a bad mood. You know what I mean? The whole energy in the house is off. you can't get no cheeks because she mad at a dude she's not even with, and you didn't even piss her off. You can't get no cheeks, and because some other dude pissed her off, man, please stop that. However many baby daddies she has is the amount of other men that can affect her day in a negative way in your house. Make that shit make sense. You know what I mean? Make that shit make sense. And let's not act like every woman with kids only got one baby daddy, because we know it ain't true. So if she got two, sometimes three, you know what I mean? That's 2 or 3 men. That's multiple men that can mess up the energy in your house without you doing anything. That is way too much motherfucking influence for another man to have over up under your roof. That's way too much influence for another man to have.
Yeah, man. It even sounds crazy the way it's coming out of your mouth. It sounds crazy.
But I'm saying, is that not a truth, Stacey?
It's too much.
Right.
It's like you don't run your house. Listen, it's almost to the point where before you make certain very important decisions to that family, occasions you might let me call his dad, see if it's okay with. Who the hell is running their house like that? Let me call another nigga and see if it's okay for me to take his day, man.
Right. And so what actually happened is you put yourself into a poly relationship, whether this dude's still getting cheeks or whether the baby daddy's still getting cheeks or not. You put yourself into a poly relationship with another dude.
And listen, people don't understand. Like, see, another big problem is what I have found out throughout the duration of this show, which has been 4 years. One of the biggest things that I've saw that brings trouble into women's dating life, ZF, they were never properly introduced to men. The things that are important to us, bro, if you have them up here, they don't even know how we feel about women with children, bro. They think it's something that they could, I could get him to go for. No, we don't like that. Lions don't like it. It's a serious thing. And yet they're out here doing it every Thursday night, bringing home a new kid every Thursday night.
And what's wild, right? What's wild is we literally, you literally just had a show about men. Wasn't nobody in here. Nobody in here. But inevitably, when you go back and do another show about baby mamas, here we go with the what about the men comments, all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about the men, all in the comments. You missed that show. You know what I mean? But that's what I keep telling you, is that these women like this don't even show up when you're talking about men, so they can sit there and say, you never do shows about men. Yeah,
right.
Stacey absolutely does shows about men, but y'all don't show up unless you're the center of
100%, unless they the topic.
Right.
Listen, she said this.
Your egotistical asses don't show up.
Natasha said the same thing with these men with kids. No, it's not. And see, we don't understand why you guys don't understand a lot of this stuff. You shouldn't even have to have us tell you this stuff, because you guys have dated men. The majority of the men that you guys have dated in your lives, their kids didn't pose a problem to your guys' dating relationship, and you know it.
Because 9 times out of 10, the mom
has the kids.
Stop that shit. And then let's take it a step further. The majority of men don't have kids. The majority of women do. And half the time, y'all don't even want a motherfucker unless you got kids. Because it's in our community, it's literally easier to get a second baby mama than it is a first.
Shout out to my brother Corporal over here rocking out with us.
You know, y'all really don't even realize, because you don't pay attention and when you're watching with a skewed ass fucking perspective.
And it's setting them back.
And say, how many women come up in here and say, I have my first kid with a motherfucker that had 2 or 3 already. Y'all don't even want men with no kids, or more men would have kids. Shut up.
Listen, ZF, and then what else you can factor is the number of ABs that they done had, even before the kids that they got. Like, we talking about for real reckless, man. For real reckless.
See, here comes the weirdo comments. Who told you that? The numbers, stupid. The numbers, because 54% of black men don't even have kids.
Natasha, why don't you come on up here, Natasha?
Y'all smashing the same dudes.
Listen, you know how I knew that though that I don't think it's research, but I think intelligent men did the math on it and came up with that 20% thing. But you know how we know that it's fairly accurate, bro? Where I'm from, all the ninjas who get all the women, it is an isolated group of people. Me, my niggas, we know who they are. Who can smash all of the chicks?
If 54% of black men don't have kids and 35% of black men are married, who the fuck is left? Numbers.
Listen.
Again, you can't add. You can't do simple fucking arithmetic.
Listen, man. Queen Latifah and MC Light told us a long time ago. Got a roughneck. Got to get a roughneck. Man, they weren't playing. They want ninjas. A guy with a college education or something like that, he's lame to them. Look, have you ever been popped at, or have you ever popped at somebody? Because other than that, I'm not. Have you ever been to prison? If you do not have some type of societal wounds, they're not excited. They're not excited.
Yeah, Terrence with the 401k is lame until after they have Octavius baby and need more stability.
But CZF, they don't know that men have even caught on to that though. That y'all want to go out, but when it's time to, you know what I mean, get serious, you want to come on back, you want to come to me. You wasn't. They don't know that men talk about that. The cleanup guy.
Right. And then now that Terrence with the 401k don't want to raise Octavius kids, now he's sassy and zesty and he not a real man and whatever the fuck else y'all want to say, because he don't do what the fuck you want him to do. That's wild.
You know, man, like, ladies, respectfully, we try to respect you guys, like, and I'm just going to be honest. We know it's coming from a place of emotions and triggering, but when you guys say things that we believe is kind of ignorant, those are the things that cause us to lose respect for it. Like, but maybe they don't know better. She said, my mama taught me not to have kids without being married, sir. Okay, ma'am. And the issue with that is you don't represent the majority of the women in the black community. The majority of women in the black community represent the significant number of children born out of wedlock, multiple children without men. I mean, multiple children by multiple men. So we don't get up here and talk from isolated circumstances. Like, we don't do that.
So now we talking bad about women because we know the numbers. See, this is wild. This is wild right here, right? Because how do the least married group of women not only have the most kids, but have the most ABs? But y'all accomplishing all these great things in the same 24 hours that you say black men ain't. But how is y'all doing all this shit in between all that fucking?
Listen, Natasha say, y'all talk so bad about women, it's terrible. Miss Natasha, I do agree that the things that we're saying sound terrible. I agree with you on that. But are they lies? The terrible things that we are saying, are they true? Which, if you can admit that we're not up here telling lies about the things that are taking place, then you have to acknowledge that we're not up here saying terrible things about women. But more so than anything, the things that women are doing are terrible. The things that women are doing are a lot more terrible than me saying those things out loud.
Well, here's the crazy part, right? Here's the crazy part. All we're all we're really doing is stating facts, right? We're talking about behavior, but because women like her are so ego driven, they cannot disassociate the behavior from the person. We're not talking about black women. We're talking about behavior.
Yeah.
But just because we're talking about the behavior, now we're talking bad about women. No, we're talking bad about behavior. And that's the difference. But you can't separate the two in your mind because in your mind, you are your behaviors.
You already know, Corporal. Nothing but love, my brother. Nah, and I think this, ZF. I think this. I think what did a lot of damage, okay, there's two things. What did a lot of damage was when we weren't really paying attention that, no, they give all the men that they're attracted to the booty, but then once they get old, multiple kids and stuff like that, then I think it was bad that it took us so long to figure that out. And I think another avenue of that was bad was women kept trying to do it, not knowing that men had already figured it out. Because men, listen, man. Man, I will admit, man, this internet, it has, I'm not going to say leveled the playing field, but man, men have a lot more information in which as to who women are, how to deal with women than what we previously had. And it's not because of the books that we read. We're getting to come online, man, and hear them tell us who and how they are out of their own mouths. We're getting to hear them say, what's wrong with a woman having an extremely high body count? We're getting to hear them say this stuff versus before, the way we got our information about women, it was whatever was passed down to us by our uncles, by our grandfathers, by our dads. We weren't getting real-time updates on your changing behavior, the latest trends that you have succumbed to. Now we get to see you and judge your crazy from an honest, unbiased perspective. We get to sit here and see it. And that's why a lot of you guys don't know why you get treated like you get treated. Because we see your behavior like we wouldn't want to be friends. Listen, outside of external component and the caliber of women I can get, there's no way. I don't like women. I don't like modern women. There are some who are amazing, but if I came to you guys with one of my male friends and say, hey man, this is Tay Tay, man. I wanted to introduce you guys to him. He's always asking for something. He always wants you to do something for him. He'll never do anything for you if there's nothing in it for him. You guys wouldn't like him. That's you guys. This is what we all know about you guys. You always want something from us. Your intentions are usually never just pure. You think I'm dope and you want to hang. You guys always, and see, listen, this is why I tell you guys, I don't understand how you guys are even getting played by this stuff. If a woman is not genuinely about you, use it as an actual situation. You know when a woman likes who you are for who you are. She will take you out to eat. She will be calling your phone just as much as you call hers. She will treat you with respect. She will even let you know, I'm feeling you. If you're not getting that, you're getting the opposite of that. I don't see how you guys tolerate it.
Right, but you simps will put up with anything
for female attention.
For the chance at maybe possibly 6 months down the road getting a crack once. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you know she got a designated hitter.
Yeah,
but you letting
man.
letting her be a plate pirate when you go out to Steak 48. You know what I'm saying? Or Ocean 48 or Mastro's, whatever. You letting her be a plate pirate for the chance, knowing that this dude ain't doing none of that and already already getting what you think you're after. Stupid.
Listen, Lioness said, shout out to the international quiet storm in this situation. Rocking out with us, supporting the show with the $10 super chat. My brother said, sorry, Stacy, they couldn't pay me enough to be a step dummy. You are not the father. You can't discipline the children, and you are bottom of the priority list ahead of the kids, herself and the dad. Yes.
Absolutely. Let's say okay. Let's say she has one baby daddy and two kids, right? That means you coming forth in your own fucking house to people that you put first. Stupid.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because every baby mama at the top of her bio, whether it's a dating bio, regular social media bio, Instagram, TikTok, don't matter. My kids come first.
Yeah, it's really, listen, if we put it, I should do a demo contract of what's being presented. I was about to say, if we write these expectations down on a contract, by anybody who reads it, it would seem like a bad and unfair deal on the men's side. It would, if this was documented on paper, what we both expect from each other out of marriage and what the risks are and things like that, it would, to anybody, it would resemble a bad contract.
Stacey, this is the crazy part, right? And Valencia, I'm calling out your comment because I see it all the time. If black men talk to Glocktavius and encourage the behavior, it might slow up. That's not our job. We ain't Glocktavius' daddy.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And this is why they really want. This is why this comment comes up most of the time. I say the vast majority of the time. They want Glocktavius to turn into a good. They want us to turn Glocktavius into a good man. So now they get Tupac in a suit, and they still gonna date this. They still gonna
be who they are, man. They gonna cheat on Tupac,
no,
man.
I'm saying, now they got a reason to stay with Octavius and be proud of him. They want us to sit there, and dating is a competition. Let's be real. They want us to give the competition an advantage over us.
We've done it pretty much. We've done it pretty much. Like even with marriage, we've done it.
I'm saying that's just dumb. Why would we give a dude a dating advantage over us? That's just dumb. If you want Glocktavius, take Glocktavius as he is.
100%.
Now, if you want a good man, don't ask him to go change Glocktavius. That's not our job.
I agree.
I'm Glocktavius' daddy.
100%.
I'm not Glocktavius' daddy.
Listen.
That's not my job. I got a daughter. I got a daughter of my own to raise, and I already raised a son.
You get 100%. You get 100% of the dad's responsibilities and very minimal of his authority. So that means when you're dating this woman in a serious relationship, you two are laid in the bed together, her baby daddy can call her and get her attention and get her up out of the bed. Like, maybe if it's a conversation about the son that they share together or whatever. But nonetheless, it's a whole dynamic that will have to be weaseled through. You know what I'm saying?
But now on top of being stepdaddies, now we got to go talk to Glocktavius Senior grown ass and change.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Now not only do you want us to raise Glocktavius Jr., aka Glocky, you know what I mean? You want us to go change. You want us to go improve Glocktavius Jr. too, or Glocktavius Senior too? Yeah. No, we ain't doing that.
She said, She said it's wild to think women can't take care of themselves. Listen, does it look like you guys have been taking care of yourselves? You have multiple children by multiple different men. You have the worst reputation of any demographic of women. Are you in? See, this is another one of those people, ZF, who think just because I've been eating and keeping myself alive, I'm taking care of myself. No. If you were a brand, you would be on the verge of filing bankruptcy. Your brand would be tainted. You guys would be on the verge of a remarketing campaign based on what you guys have done to your dating value, your reputations. You're insane. You can't take care of, you can't. You've proven you can't take care of yourselves. You've been ranked the most undesirable group of women on the planet to date. You consider that taking care of yourselves?
Y'all, black women average 185 to 188 pounds. That's taking care of yourself at 5'4"?
That's insane. But she'll say anything. I'm about to get up out of here. You got anything else, Zia?
Yeah, don't be a step dummy. Be safe, stay dangerous.
My mans. I appreciate you.
Peace.
All right, people, we about to get up out of here. I got clips I got to clip up because we got to keep that hot content coming. I appreciate you guys for rocking out with us. You know what it is. Nothing but love to all of my day ones and my stay ones. If you have not hit the notification bell on the YouTube, you will not be notified when we go live every day. So hit that notification bell right now. And we are, if nothing else, out of here. Appreciate all of my day ones and stay ones for rocking out with us tonight. Hope you guys enjoy all of the clips that we're dropping. And if you have not subscribed, subscribe to the show. Hit that notification bell. You know what it is.